On one night in Hawaii, a private investigator named Walter Hale attended the Lunar New Year festival. At that moment, Walter moved cautiously because he was being watched by a suspicious figure. After placing an important item at his destination, Walter quickly ran. Unfortunately, he eventually died after being hit by a van. Meanwhile, an American Navy SEAL soldier named James Hale was training cadets. After duty, James received news that Walter had died as a victim of a hit and run. In fact, Walter was James's father. In Oklahoma, United States, a police officer named Johnny Hale faced personal problems. On that day, his lover named Valentina prepared to leave him. After living together for a long time, Valentina finally ended the relationship because she was disappointed with Johnny's lack of care. Time passed until James's wife, Layla, contacted Johnny to inform him of Walter's death. Apparently, Johnny was James's younger brother and Walter's youngest son. Surprisingly, Johnny and James had not spoken for 10 years because of their complicated relationship. Soon after, Johnny's house was entered by two Yakuza members. They demanded Johnny hand over Walter's package that had been sent to his home. Johnny was confused because he knew nothing about the package. The Yakuza then tried to kill Johnny because he did not give the item. However, Johnny managed to defeat them without serious injury. The next day, Johnny attended Walter's funeral in Hawaii. When Johnny and James began talking, they mocked each other's appearance. Afterward, Johnny visited James's house located in Hawaii. Apparently, Johnny and James had different mothers. Johnny felt hated by James because he was born from Walter's affair. While eating together, Johnny stated that Walter was actually a murder victim. He believed the Yakuza who attacked him were involved in the case. On the other hand, James still thought their father was only a hit-and-run victim. During his free time, Johnny enjoyed a drink at a local bar. There he met his old friend Alekai, who had become a member of a powerful gang called the Syndicate. Johnny eventually lost consciousness after drinking a beverage secretly poisoned by Alekai. After that, Johnny was taken before the Syndicate boss named Mr. K. Apparently, Mr. K held a grudge against Johnny because in the past, while living in Hawaii, Johnny had attacked many of his men. As revenge, Mr. K forcibly carved the Syndicate symbol onto Johnny's body. He then gave Johnny 7 days to leave Hawaii. If Johnny disobeyed, Mr. K would deliver a very harsh punishment. The next day, James met a Hawaiian police officer named Renard who handled Walter's death case. Now, James began to believe Johnny's suspicion that Walter was murdered. However, Renard still could not find the hit-and-run culprit because the CCTV at the scene was broken. At James's request, Renard finally handed over Walter's belongings at the time of his death. Meanwhile, Johnny examined Walter's apartment to look for clues. Not long after, a man named Pika sneaked into the apartment, causing Johnny to chase him. Unexpectedly, Pika was very agile while trying to escape. Johnny finally managed to catch him through a surprise attack. After that, Johnny interrogated Pika. It turned out that Pika was actually Walter's subordinate, who was skilled in hacking and wiretapping. In fact, Pika entered Walter's apartment not to intrude, but to search for his belongings. When Johnny continued to check Walter's apartment, he accidentally discovered construction documents with a government seal. He then reported the discovery to Nani, his cousin. Nani promised to investigate the documents by using her position as assistant to Governor Peter. Soon after, James arrived at the location and almost shot Johnny by mistake. Apparently, James had now begun to seriously investigate Walter's death. As proof, James managed to secure CCTV footage related to the hit and run that killed Walter. After reviewing the footage, Johnny and James agreed that the hit and run against Walter was murder. While James was driving with Johnny, they faced a sudden attack from the Yakuza. James was furious because his car was also damaged due to Johnny's actions. Afterward, Johnny and James reported the Yakuza assault to Renard. James also handed over the hit-and-run footage, so Renard could identify the driver of the van that struck Walter. Time went on until Nani presented the results of her investigation into the construction documents previously found in Walter's apartment. The documents pointed to a major developer named Marcus, who owned many hotels and resorts in Asia and Europe. Furthermore, the documents served as evidence that Marcus planned to build a casino in Hawaii, even though gambling was an illegal activity in the country. Nani then revealed that Marcus would soon hold his annual fundraising event. The next day, Johnny and James prepared to go to Marcus's construction project site. Upon arrival, they found that the location was still inhabited by local residents. Afterward, Renard showed them the body of a man named Simi who worked as an accountant in Governor Peter's office. Renard confirmed that Simi was the driver of the van that killed Walter. Simi's body and the van he drove were discovered in the ocean area. When the time came, Johnny, James, and Pika attended the fundraising event held at Marcus's house. As part of their strategy, the three disguised themselves as catering staff involved in the event. While splitting up, Johnny met a woman named Monica. It turned out that Monica was Marcus's wife who was trying to divorce him. Monica had once hired Walter to investigate Marcus's activities so she could find evidence to support her divorce. At the end of their conversation, Monica gave Johnny her apartment address so she could later share more information about Marcus at her residence. At the same time, James met a Japanese man named Nakamura. Nakamura eventually left after mocking James. Afterward, security guards brought Johnny and James before Marcus. Apparently, Marcus already knew about Johnny and James sneaking into the event. Once he realized they were Walter's sons, Marcus admitted that he had once hired Walter to confirm whether Monica was cheating or not. The results showed Monica was not involved in an affair, so Marcus ended his cooperation with Walter. After talking with Marcus, Johnny and James suspected the developer was involved in Walter's murder. Later, Johnny went to Monica's apartment to gather information about Marcus. However, unexpectedly, Monica was found dead after falling from her apartment balcony. Johnny then believed Marcus secretly killed Monica so she could not reveal sensitive information to him. Afterward, Johnny attacked Marcus's house guards while the host was swimming. Shortly after, Marcus approached Johnny, who had been subdued. Under Marcus's orders, his men planned to report Johnny's assault to the police. Hours later, Johnny was detained at the local police station. Governor Peter then arrived, ensuring he had convinced Marcus to withdraw the charges against Johnny. Apparently, Peter tried to free Johnny after receiving information from Nani. Once released from the police station, Johnny fought against James. The fight began when James accused Johnny of being the problem behind his mother's death. While dominating the duel, James decided to stop hitting Johnny because he did not want his half-brother seriously hurt. Johnny then confessed that he was very upset with James because James was never there whenever he needed him. James finally apologized for neglecting Johnny during the time he suffered from his mother's death. It turned out that Johnny's mother had been murdered, and until now the killer remained unknown. Sometime later, Valentina contacted Johnny to deliver important information. While checking the mailbox at Johnny's house in Oklahoma, Valentina found not only bills but also a package containing a flash drive. The package was confirmed to have been sent from Hawaii, so Johnny realized it belonged to Walter. Hearing this, James showed Walter's notes that listed 12 numbers. Pika then tried to unlock the flash drive password using those words. Soon after, James's car was shot at by someone aboard a helicopter. While the group tried to escape and fight back, Johnny asked Valentina to drive because she was actually skilled at handling cars. Seconds later, two men on motorcycles appeared. Johnny believed they were Yakuza members. Through an attack with Valentina, Johnny managed to take down the first Yakuza by cutting his arm. Afterward, James subdued the second Yakuza by pressing his head against the asphalt. Furthermore, James successfully shot and killed the armed assailant aboard the helicopter. After that, Johnny's group stopped near a restaurant to eat and calm themselves. In this situation, Pica managed to unlock the flash drive password and discovered data connected to bank accounts. From Valentina's examination, there was $12 million transferred from various foreign accounts into a single account located in Hawaii. It turned out that the account receiving the $12 million belonged to Peter, the governor of Hawaii. Johnny and James continued analyzing all the clues and evidence until they finally uncovered the truth. To legalize the casino he planned to build in Hawaii, Marcus bribed Peter with $12 million. After learning this, Johnny's group rested at James's house. James's children reported that Layla had been kidnapped by unknown people. Shortly after, Marcus contacted Johnny through a video call. Marcus revealed that he was holding Nanny hostage because the governor's assistant had discovered the truth about Peter and Marcus's illegal business. Furthermore, Marcus also held Layla, James's wife, captive. At the end of the call, Marcus promised to release Nanny and Layla alive, on the condition that Johnny delivered the flash drive to Marcus's house. After entrusting his children to Valentina, James began planning a strategy with Johnny. They used James's collection of firearms to carry out the mission to rescue Nani and Layla. That night, Johnny and James arrived at Marcus's residence. Through a silent attack, they managed to eliminate each guard. Johnny then killed Craig while informing Marcus that he and James were behind the assault. From there, Marcus ordered the Yakuza leader Nakamura to eliminate Johnny and James. Afterward, James faced many of Nakamura's men alone. With all his strength, James managed to defeat them. As time went on, Johnny and James succeeded in freeing Nani and Layla, while Marcus was known to be on the run. Nani then decided to leave with Layla so Johnny and James could focus on pursuing Marcus. While Johnny searched for Marcus, James fought Nakamura. At the same time, Johnny tried to intercept Marcus, who was attempting to escape by boat. When cornered by Marcus's attack, Johnny boldly activated a grenade he had taken earlier from Marcus's house. Johnny was thrown into the sea by the explosion, which killed Marcus. Shortly after, James rescued Johnny, who had nearly drowned. This moment also revealed that Johnny had avoided Marcus's gunfire before the grenade detonated. The next day, they saw Peter arrested by Renard for bribery and conspiracy to commit murder. Peter then condemned Johnny and James for causing the governor to be punished. When their lives returned to normal, James and Johnny vacationed at a Hawaiian beach with their loved ones. Afterward, Johnny spoke in front of a photo of his late mother. He admitted that he often caused trouble as an outlet for his frustration over her death. Soon after, Mr. K, the syndicate leader, approached Johnny to reveal the truth. It turned out that the syndicate had been controlling all illegal gambling activities in Hawaii. However, their operations were disrupted by the arrival of the Yakuza leader Nakamura. Now Mr. K thanked Johnny for eliminating Nakamura and his gang. As a reward, Mr. K allowed Johnny to stay in Hawaii. Mr. K also handed him a note revealing the name of Johnny's mother's killer. Upon learning this, James promised to support whatever decision Johnny made regarding his mother's murder. After reflecting on everything, James believed that Walter deliberately sent the flash drive package to Johnny's house so he would return to Hawaii and reunite with his family. And thus the film finally ended. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you won't miss the next epic story. See you in the next video.